and welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we're taking a look at the new mini set Little Dragon. It has this cute little dragon with a birthday cake, some candles, and some fire and some smoke for him to blow out those candles. So for my first card, I've started with a backdrop that I've created from some Hello Sunshine paper with that starry sky. I've also cut that long cloud from Unicorn Picnic, and I'm just placing my pieces kind of as a placeholder so that I can stamp my sentiment along the bottom underneath that cloud. I've placed the sentiment from this stamp set on a block, and I'm just going to stamp that in some black ink. And this cute little sentiment says, "May your day be filled with adventure." So now that I have that stamped onto my background, I can start to assemble my card. So I've put some foam tape on the back of that die cut panel, and I'm just going to pop it up onto a card base made from sunflower cardstock. And I just love that thick yellow border that this card creates, and it really matches those little stars and moons in my paper. Now I'm going to take that long cloud from Unicorn Picnic, and I'm going to put some foam squares on the back of it and line that up right above my sentiment. This is going to give a place for my little dragon to sit. I've also taken another cloud from the Unicorn Picnic stamp set, and I've placed that behind that long cloud. That's going to give a place for my little cake to sit on. So in this card, I'm using the cake with a candle that has a flame. There's also a candle without a flame. And there's a little fire so he can be blowing out the candle or lighting it, I suppose. And there's also some little puff of smoke so he can be blowing it out and the smoke can be where he blew out the candle. So there's some options with this cute little set. And then finally, I'm adding some unicorn stickles to my clouds and his wings and the fire and the candle for some sparkle. And there is that finished card. For my next card, I'm going to be creating a little scene using the dragon, and I'm also going to add in a few other elements from some other stamp sets. But first, I've cut the largest outside-in stitch rectangle out of some paper from Hello Sunshine. I'm going to be using a unicorn from Unicorn Picnic and also the castle from Life is Good. And I'm going to be using some pattern paper from Dandy Day and Hello Sunshine to create my little scene in this circle. So I've gone ahead and I've cut out the papers that I'm going to use kind of for the sky and the grass with that circle. And then I've got a stitched hillside border here. And I'm going to place that on the green circle where I want that grassy hill to be. I want my castle that I've colored here to be sort of towards the top and to the right. So I'm actually going to cut this hill kind of a little sideways. And then once I've got that cut, I'm just going to glue it to that blue grid paper that I've cut here. And you can see how I'm gluing that sort of sideways. I wanted the hill to be high on the right side for that castle. I've just placed my images on here and I'm sketching in a little pathway to the castle. And I'm just going to be coloring that with some Copic markers here in a minute. And then because this die cuts out the little archway entry to the castle and I want it to be dark like the windows, I'm just putting a small piece of storm cloud cardstock behind there to fill that in. So now I'm going to go in with my Copic markers and just color in this little road. I'm going to erase my pencil lines so I make sure they don't get trapped underneath there, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of the road. I'm not doing anything too fancy here as far as coloring. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and filled in and the colors are even. And then once I get this one brown down, I'm actually going to go in with a slightly darker brown and just do the edges and sort of feather that out a little bit. But a lot of this road is going to be covered up by that unicorn there, so all I want to do is kind of give the indication of a pathway. So now I'm going to stamp the sentiment on the bottom, and this comes from the Unicorn Picnic set that says "Have a magical day." And then I'm going to take that circle that I created there with my background scene and pop it up on some foam tape right above that sentiment. So now I can start to add the other elements to this cute little simple scene. So this is actually the sand castle from Life is Good, but I just colored it to look more like a stone castle. And I thought that the size of this worked really well to go with this cute little dragon. I'm going to add the unicorn along the bottom with some thin film squares. And I'm going to overlap that little pathway, but I also like that the tail of the unicorn's hanging off the circle. So all these little pieces are going to kind of overhang the edge of the circle for a different look. And then I'm just going to add some foam squares to my dragon and do the same on the left side there. And then finally I added some sequins just to add some shine around there. I didn't want to add any glitter to the actual scene. I wanted to keep it pretty simple. And then there is that finished card. So you can see the two different cards here that I created in today's video with that cute little dragon. But that little dragon can also be paired with some other things, so let's take a look at some from the design team. First, this is a card I made that's a reveal wheel with a castle, and I just love that cute little dragon with the castle. Letitia made a cute little card using 3 dragons and colored them differently, and I love that cloudy background that she created. Tammy has another castle card with a sweet little dragon and the tiny fairy tale stamps as well. And then Rebecca's card pairs the dragon with the unicorn sitting in all these puffy clouds up in the sky. And then Grace's card has that dragon with that castle again. You can see there's a lot of unique looks using that same stamp with the same castle. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.